Well, I guess I gotta put it out there. I'm back. CR England. CR England's got me back.
Sure using extra hand. Doing
Nothing in particular, and I'm doing it all day long. A hot grill and a cooler of beer and a CD of my favorite songs. A lot of nothing in particular, and I do it well.
Hotel. I did orientation 2 weeks ago. I had to leave and head to. I had to go back home. I had a family emergency. I know I put it in the last one. And the reason why I said I had a family emergency, well, what the emergency was, on 2 weeks ago on Wednesday, I received a phone call from my mom's nursing home that she's in. And they told me I need to hurry up and get back home because they didn't expect her to live too much longer. So the next morning I got up and I grabbed a flight, flew back home. I gotta say thanks to my cousin and everybody. My cousin came and got all my crap that I had to go on the truck, took it to his house and held on to it. So basically I flew home. I got home on Thursday evening. I stayed most of Thursday evening, went home, got some sleep, came back Friday, sat with my mom Thursday. She would look at me basically Thursday and Friday. She would look at me. There was minimal communication, nothing that made any sense. Just mostly babbling. I'm saying a lot, and my son, because I get on him for saying a lot, but doing these videos, I don't have a script, so I'm using the uhs to fill the voids. But she really just was like looked at me. A lot of times she was just spacing off. The lady came in, and I talked to her, and she told me, that this was on Saturday. I asked her, I'm like, well, why we don't have feeding tubes? I mean, we knew the end was coming. It was just a matter of waiting for that time to come. And so on Friday night, again, I went home, got some sleep, went back out there on Friday. Same thing on Friday, or same thing on Saturday. She really just, I mean, it got progressively worse. When I left on Saturday, her left arm was all swole up and she wasn't moving it, but she was moving her right arm, right arm. And so Sunday when but morning, my wife, wakes me up. She's like, well, we're going to her mom's house for Thanksgiving dinner, or not Thanksgiving, for Easter dinner, and all that fun stuff. And I told her, I'm like, you know what, I need to go be with my mom. And she's like, well, why don't you come with me and we'll both go over there later. I'm like, I kind of feel like I need to be there. So I got up early, went there, sat with her, and the whole previous days, minus the time going home, getting some sleep, coming back, I never left her side. I was sitting there the whole time. We talked, and I talked. She listened, but when I got there on Sunday, her right arm had swollen up like the left arm, and she was just basically not there. It was like almost as if she was on like a ventilator, even though she wasn't hooked up to anything. And I started talking to the nurses, and I'm like, well, why is there not feeding tubes and all this other fun stuff? And she told me that when you're in that position, your body's basically shutting down, so you really don't need the food. Your stomach is not processing food like we normally do. So I want to say it was like a little bit after 5 o'clock p.m. I went to. I don't know what it was. I just felt the need to like get up and go outside and just get some air or something. I don't know why I didn't feel that way the first 2 days. I sat there the whole time. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just get up and go outside, get some air. And I'll stop right there for a second. My mom and I had a special relationship, and I'm sure that a lot of people have, special type of relationships with their parents. Me and my mom, from the outside, you would really feel as if we were arguing, but it was just kind of how we communicated. It was more of a joke than anything. So anyway, I got up and I took a walk outside. I couldn't have been outside more than 20 minutes, 30 minutes tops. I remember walking outside. As soon as I walked outside, the sun had like peeked over the clouds, and it was all warm and everything. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, that really feels good. That sun feels real good. And I walked to her car. When I got to her car, I found a box of photo albums that I didn't know she had, because I thought I took all the photo albums several months before, just to make sure they were with me and whatever. So I walked them back to the front of the building, and I was gonna go in, and I remember thinking, I was walking back, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go in and look through these photos with my mom, and we'll talk about them, or I'll talk about them. And for some odd reason, I was like, you know what? I'll just sit outside a little bit more and go through the albums. And then two people walked up that knew my mom, and they just gave their thoughts, and talked about like how she interacted with them and everything. So I got about halfway through the photos, and I was like, you know what? I'll finish them later when I get home. So I walked back in, and when I walked back into her bedside, she had already passed. And I was like, it wasn't like that, oh my God, my mom's passed. I was angry. Like, I was like, seriously, I've sat here this long and you couldn't wait for me to be by your side. You had to go and, leave without me around. And I've had a lot of people tell me, oh, that's what loved ones do sometimes, because they don't want you there when they pass. So I climbed into the bed with her and yelled at her for about 10 or 15 minutes, probably about 10 minutes. And there was no hurry up and get up and go get somebody, and say, oh, she's passed, because it was gonna happen. There was no resuscitation. She didn't want any resuscitation. She had a no resuscitation clause and all that stuff. So I laid there and I talked to her, and I asked her why, and it still bothers me. And I don't know if any of you guys out there, I'm smell sensitive, meaning basically I log smells as memories. So like if I smell burlap, it reminds me of my childhood being with my father in the military, because that's what all their tents and everything smelled like, was burlap. So it smells like that. And just actually yesterday, I'm sitting in my room and I smelled my mom, and I was like, okay, maybe it's just something in this room. So I'm like searching around, looking everywhere, and nothing. And I called my wife and I told her about it, and she's like, just yesterday I felt I had the same experience, and I just said, she tried to comfort me and all that other stuff. So that was a major thing that went along or happened to me in my life that I mentioned in the previous video. But back to me returning to CR England. The good news is that I think I spent 2 days in Burns Harbor, and my roommate that I had there, put your comments below, because We were awesome, and I left my number on your bed. I don't know if you got it because you haven't called me yet, but make sure you get a hold of me because I looked for you to get your number so we can stay in touch. But so if you put the comments below or fire me an email, we'll exchange information. But the reason why I'm back, I had, and it's pretty much and I've bumped into a few people, here in the week that I've been here that have recognized me, and they're all like, "Oh, you're back. Why are you back?" So I figured I need to throw this video out before, because I wanted to tell you guys, excuse me, before it started circulating that I'm back. I left Sierra England after 5 months. So I was already in 5 months to my 9-month contract. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I only have 4 more months to go. So I figured I would come back. That way I would not have to owe them the money. The good news with my return is that I am now taking the TTT class, which is trainer to trainee class. And so I'll be a trainer, and I figured out as a trainer you make 30 cents a mile as the truck moves. So whatever you drive plus whatever your student or students drive, you make. So that's a big positive. So I'm really excited about that. Sorry about all these I noticed in these videos I say a lot because I don't know what I'm going to say next. So that's the news. I'm back here at Sierra England, taking the TTT class. And that's it. So everybody, throw your comments and questions below. And so one thing I've been telling people is with Sierra England, it is what it is. So when you get your CDL and you finish class, you need to make a decision at that point. Either stay, do your 9 months, then start making money, or go to another place that's going to pay you more money and then pay England back. I had already invested 5 months, so it would have been kind of silly for me not to come back for the 4 months I have to. Maybe I stay now. I don't know. At this point, I'm just focusing on getting these 4 months knocked out. So, as always, keep your left door closed, right foot down, only when it's safe. And go YouTube yourself.
Nothing in particular. Nothing in particular.
Oh, one side note. Actually, I got 2 things to talk about. And Guilty, I'm going to call you out because I've gotten, these terms have come for you, but they've been in your videos. I have my first troll, and I said that I'm not going to give him or her, whoever it is, any props on being a troll. I mean, when it comes to that stuff, if you're going to put some negative in there, don't watch my videos. I don't care. Don't interact with me. I don't care. Only people that I'm worrying about interacting with are my subs that follow me and come up and say hi to me when when they see me in and out. I mean, I'm not a celebrity at any stretch of the imagination. I'm just a normal guy making YouTube videos. I love the fact that people come up to me and they recognize me and all that stuff. I mean, I gotta be honest, I love it to death. I think it's awesome. But if you have something negative to say, take it somewhere else. I really don't care, nor am I going to talk about any more of that situation ever again. And the last thing, Guilty 718, which I thought it was 817 backwards, but I guess it's not. I got the cushion, the foam cushion for my butt. Go ahead and make fun. I don't care. The reason why I have this cushion is because I have developed sciatic nerve problems. And if you guys don't know what sciatic nerves is, basically you have your spine all the nerves come down, and then at your tailbone here, they all regroup, and you have two big sciatic nerves. Basically, they all come into two major nerves, and then you have two big sciatic nerves. One goes down one leg, one goes down the other. And when that sciatic nerve starts hurting, oh my God, it's horrible. And I'm always trying to get as many miles as I possibly can. So I'm sitting in that seat for a long time. What I've been doing with this pad, what you're supposed to do is sit on it and then one leg here, one leg there. That really doesn't work out for me, but there's a hole right here. So what I do is I take my tailbone and I sit it in this side over here so it relieves the pressure off my sciatic nerve. So, guilty, make all the jokes you want. It makes my life doable. So as always, like I said, go YouTube yourself. Keep the left door closed, right foot down. See you guys in the next video. See you in the next video.